Welcome to the Live Better Financial Education series brought to you by Capitec. You may remember in our last video we spoke about the importance of taking control of your finances. But what do you do if you need help? Where do you go? Okay, look, it always starts with applying the basics that we covered in the previous video. Get your financial house in order, understand where your money is going, and if by cutting back you get a little bit of extra money, then focus on debt repayments. Select one debt at a time that you plan to focus with those extra funds. And now let me tell you that for most people, surprisingly, this will turn their finances around without any intervention. It's just about having a plan. And there are some great debt repayment templates on Excel, Microsoft Excel that you can use. So it's not difficult to find that information. But if your debts, you've done all this work and your debts are now still more than you can manage, despite all the sacrifices, all the cutbacks, then debt consolidation could be your next option. Debt consolidation is offered by a bank, not by a debt counselor. Please do not mix these concepts up. A debt consolidation loan is where you take one loan to settle all your smaller loans. You can then extend the repayment period, which gives you a little bit of breathing space. But I want you to know two things when you enter a debt consolidation loan. Firstly, extending the period of the loan will mean that you pay more interest over time. And secondly, a debt consolidation loan is only available if you still have a reasonable credit score and you're not over indebted. A bank cannot lend you more money than you can afford. If, because of this, it is not an option, then speak to your creditors about a repayment plan. I was just telling you that one of my followers sold his car and the bank agreed to negotiate a lower shortfall on what he still owed. So the amount he'd sold the car for, he still owed more on the loan, and the bank actually came to the party on that. And they only agreed to it because he had taken the proactive step to sell his car to settle his debts. You know, creditors at the end of the day want to see that you are doing something to fix the situation, which hence, back to last video, you need to take control of your finances before you try and have this conversation with the bank. If you cannot come to an agreement, and if you have assets such as a house or a car that you could potentially lose, then consider debt counseling or debt review. This is a court-ordered repayment agreement with your creditors, but it should not be entered into lightly because you cannot exit until all your debts are paid. Now, what about those of you where debt is not keeping you awake at night, but you're really worried about whether or not you have enough money for other needs like retirement or your children's education? Then I really recommend you find a good financial planner. They will help you create a holistic financial plan that will help you achieve your goals. I really do believe that it's worth paying for good advice. I prefer financial planners that charge for time, but there are many different fee structures. You can go to the Financial Planning Institute, website is fpi.co.za, to find a certified financial planner. At the end of the day, there's no silver bullet that's going to solve your financial situation overnight, but having a plan and sticking to it will yield results sooner than you realize.